You're seeing this video because your future has already made the final move. This isn't chance. It's a targeted signal that a monumental win is imminent in your life. This isn't just a feeling. It's a measurable quantum phenomenon called reality convergence, where a high-probability future timeline begins merging with and overriding your present. In the next minutes, I'll show you the physics proving this is real, reveal 3 undeniable signs it's happening to you now, and give you the exact protocol to lock this victory in so it cannot be reversed. This framework isn't based on vague spirituality or wishful thinking. It's based on established quantum principles like timeline superposition and retrocausality. Superposition simply states that until observed, all potential realities exist simultaneously. You've been living in a sea of possibilities, a fog of infinite potentials. But through your work, your focus, your unwavering intent, you've given one of those timelines so much energy that it achieved a kind of gravitational dominance. It began pulling you in. Retrocausality is the scientifically validated concept that the future can influence the past, that an effect can ripple backward in time and precede its cause. What you're feeling today is the effect of a victory that is your cause tomorrow. This is why you've been feeling that strange, almost unbearable mix of exhilaration and terror. You feel so close. You can taste it. You can feel the texture of this new reality on the edges of your awareness. Yet it hasn't fully materialized in your 3D world. And the gap between what you know is coming and what you currently see is creating deep, resonant anxiety, a cognitive dissonance shaking you to your core. You're terrified of messing it up, of taking a wrong step at the last second, of saying the wrong thing, of allowing one moment of doubt to shatter the entire delicate structure. You're afraid of losing it all right at the finish line. That feeling isn't a sign of failure. It's the primary symptom of timeline convergence. It's the friction burn of 2 realities merging into one. It's proof that the process isn't only working, it's in its final critical stage. If you feel the powerful synchronicity of this message finding you at this exact moment, treat it as your first sign. If you're feeling this resonate deeply, please consider subscribing. This space exists to support people navigating their victory convergence, and your presence here amplifies this frequency for everyone. Now let's go deeper. So what exactly happens before a quantum leap? It begins with a signal like this one. A pattern interrupt. A message that seems to speak directly to the deepest, most secret part of your soul, confirming what your intuition has been screaming at you for weeks. You're on the verge of breakthrough. The simplest way to understand this complex event is through a metaphor I call the quantum echo. Imagine your victory, that massive life-altering success you've been working toward, has already happened. It's a sealed event in your near future. It's as real and solid as the ground beneath your feet, like a colossal lightning strike just over the horizon. The event itself has already occurred on a higher timeline. What you're experiencing right now isn't the event, but its echo. You're hearing the thunder of a victory that has already struck. That strange certainty you feel in quiet moments, that's the echo. The synchronicities accelerating around you, that's the echo. The intense anxiety and fear of losing it all, that's also the echo. The sound of your old reality structure cracking under the pressure of the new one arriving. You're not hoping for a storm to come. You're living inside its approaching thunder. This isn't about hope. It's not about faith in the abstract. It's about physics. It's about engineering. By the end of this transmission, you'll move from anxiously hoping for a win to confidently engineering its final arrival. You'll go from being a passenger on a timeline to being its pilot. Your win isn't something you're chasing. It's something you're now finally ready to receive. So if that terror and excitement is the symptom, what's the cause? And more importantly, what's the cure for the fear that it might all slip away? To understand this, we need to go deeper than surface-level motivation and into the very architecture of reality itself. According to quantum physics, you're not living a single linear life. You're at every moment standing at the center of an infinite field of potential realities, a superposition of every possible outcome. Imagine them as countless parallel threads of time, all extending from the point where you are now. Every choice you could make, every path you could take exists as a dormant, unmanifested timeline. For most of your life, you've moved through this field unconsciously. Your reality felt solid, singular, because your energy, your dominant thoughts, beliefs, and emotions were scattered, activating countless timelines with low levels of probability. You were a dim, diffused light in a sea of possibilities. But then you began the work. You focused. You clarified your intention. You did the deep internal healing required to hold a consistent emotional frequency aligned with the victory you desired. With every meditation, every affirmation, every difficult choice to operate from faith instead of fear, you began funneling your energy. You stopped powering thousands of mediocre timelines and started pouring the full force of your consciousness into one. That timeline began to glow. Out of the infinite superposition, one reality started vibrating with such intensity, such high probability that it gained energetic mass. It became gravitationally dominant. This is your victory timeline. It's no longer just a faint possibility. It's a near certainty, an event horizon beginning to pull your present moment toward it. The quantum echo you're hearing, the synchronicities you're seeing, this video appearing now, these are the first tangible effects of its gravitational pull. Your future is literally reaching back through time and rearranging the present to ensure its own birth. This is timeline convergence explained simply. Your future has already happened, and it's now broadcasting its signal back to your present. Your only job is to tune in. But here's the critical problem. This is the point where so many conscious creators fail. Right at the 1-yard line. The signal from your victory timeline, that quantum echo, is pure, coherent, incredibly high frequency. It's the frequency of peace, of certainty, of already having it. But you're still standing in your present moment reality, which is filled with the residual noise of your old self, the years of doubt, the programming of lack, the cellular memory of past failures. This creates a chaotic, low-frequency field around you. It's energetic static. This is the central problem. It's not that your victory isn't real or isn't coming. It's that its signal is being distorted by the interference of your present moment reality. The fear you feel, the doubt that creeps in, the sudden urge to self-sabotage, that's not you. That's the static. It's the phantom echo of a timeline that's already dead, fighting for its existence as your new reality overwrites it. This is why we must now engage in a deliberate, conscious process. A protocol designed specifically for this final delicate phase. I call it the victory convergence lock-in. This isn't another technique for manifesting. You've already done that. This is a protocol for signal clarification. It's the process of methodically identifying and eliminating every source of static in your field so that your personal frequency becomes a perfect, crystal-clear receiver for the quantum echo of the win that's already yours. And this reveals why all the old methods suddenly stop working at this stage. Why do you think the hustle and grind mentality, which may have served you in the past, now feels so heavy, so counterproductive? Because hustling, striving, trying harder are actions born from the frequency of not having it yet. Effort at this stage is a declaration of lack. It's you screaming into the universe, "I'm still trying to get it," which creates deafening static that completely drowns out the quiet, confident whisper from your future that says, "I am already here." The work of pursuit is over. The internal construction is complete. You've built the vessel. Any further effort is like a carpenter who has finished building a beautiful ship, continuing to hammer nails into its hull. It doesn't strengthen the ship. It threatens to sink it. Think about your old life for a moment. Hasn't it started to feel strangely distant, like a movie you've already seen? That feeling is a key indicator. It's proof that your consciousness is already detaching from that timeline, that its signal is growing weaker. To try and operate from that old model of force and effort is to attempt to resync with a reality you've already outgrown. It's an act of energetic regression. This requires a new paradigm, a complete reversal of your perceived role in this process. You've spent your whole journey trying to build a bridge to a distant, beautiful future. You've gathered the materials. You've laid the foundation. You've worked tirelessly. But now, as you stand at the edge of the chasm, you must realize the truth. Your future has already extended a bridge back to you. It's golden. It's solid. It's complete. Your only task now isn't to build, but to walk. To stop all frantic activity and simply allow yourself to be pulled across by the gravitational force of the victory that's already waiting. This is a shift from force to faith, from active pursuit to masterful conscious surrender. It's an act of profound alignment, not of willpower. You're not pushing the river. You're simply allowing its current to carry you home. Before we continue, if this is landing powerfully, please hit that subscribe button. This community holds space for people in their victory convergence, and your energy here matters. Thank you. Now let's complete this integration. For years, you've been taught to see yourself as a radio receiver. Your only job, they said, was to painstakingly tune your dial through the static of your limiting beliefs, hoping to catch a faint signal from a distant future where you'd already won. You've been working on your frequency, on your vibration, on your alignment, all with the goal of becoming a better receiver. But what if that entire model is fundamentally flawed? What if the constant effort of tuning, the anxiety of getting the frequency just right, is the very thing creating the static? Here lies the central paradox of creation. We believe we're here in the present, desperately trying to build a bridge to a victorious future. We're pushing, striving, willing it into existence. The mind-bending, reality-shattering truth is the exact opposite. Your victorious future self is desperately trying to reach you. They're the one extending the bridge back through time. The win you're seeking isn't a distant, uncertain possibility you're trying to create. It's a concrete, established reality that's actively trying to pull you forward. That quantum echo we spoke of isn't some random cosmic phenomenon. It's a deliberate, targeted broadcast. And the broadcast is coming from you. The infinitely powerful, peaceful, and successful version of you, who has already won, is the one sending the signal. They're the one who orchestrated the synchronicities. They're the one who cleared the path. They're the one who ensured this video, this specific message, would find you at this exact moment of convergence. This changes everything. Instantly, the entire game flips on its head. The desperate striving can cease. The frantic effort can dissolve. The fear that you might mess it up becomes an impossibility. Why? Because the most powerful player in this game is the version of you that already holds the trophy. You can stop trying to predict the path and start collaborating with the guide who has already walked it. The win is no longer just possible. It's not even probable. It becomes an orchestrated, inevitable event. A homecoming, a reunion. You're not trying to manifest a new reality from scratch. You're simply allowing a pre-existing dominant reality to finally merge with your point of perception. You can't fail at a task that's already been completed by your own higher self. Your only job is to allow the completion to be revealed. This requires a profound shift in your approach. Your role changes from seeker to anchor. A seeker is always looking, always outside of themselves, always feeling a sense of lack. Their energy is one of forward-leaning desperation. They're forever climbing a mountain, their eyes fixed on a summit they can't quite reach. An anchor is different. An anchor is solid, grounded, a point of immense stability and power. You're not climbing the mountain. You're the anchor point on the ground, holding the rope with absolute certainty as your future self, who is already at the summit, effortlessly descends to meet you. Your only task is to hold the frequency of that certainty, to be the stable, unwavering point in the present moment that allows the future to lock into place. What if every challenge of the last few months wasn't a setback, but a final exam meticulously designed by your future self to prepare you for this exact moment of convergence. What if every moment of doubt was a test of your ability to hold the anchor steady in the storm? Every person who walked away was making space. Every plan that fell apart was clearing a path for a far grander one. It was all curriculum, a training ground to forge you into the perfect anchor for the reality that was waiting. This is how to lock in a new timeline. You stop trying to transmit a request to the universe and realize you're receiving a directive from your own future. And in that realization, your very identity transforms. You're no longer a hopeful candidate for success. You're no longer an anxious aspirant praying that your dreams come true. You're the past self of a guaranteed victor. You're a historical figure to your own future. You're simply playing out the final triumphant scenes of a story that's already been written. The suspense is gone. The outcome is secured. All that's left is for you to walk through the remaining scenes with the calm, unshakable confidence of someone who has already read the final page. You're not becoming the person who wins. You're remembering that you already have. Your win isn't coming. It's here. It's been here, waiting patiently for you to stop looking for it everywhere else and recognize that it was never separate from who you are. The restlessness you've been feeling, the sense that everything is about to shift, the strange mix of excitement and terror that keeps you up at night, that's not the prelude to victory. That is victory. The discomfort of outgrowing your old life, the uncertainty of not knowing exactly what comes next, all of it is your comeback happening in real time. You don't need to wait for permission. You don't need to figure out all the details. The person you're becoming has been knocking at the door of your consciousness, and they're not waiting forever. Your moment is now. Not when conditions are perfect, not when you feel completely prepared, but now. Because people who experience real quantum leaps don't wait for perfect timing. They create perfect timing by finally deciding to trust what they've always known was true.